Today's financial advice is sponsored by Endeavor Private Wealth. Well, Chris McGee, managing partner at Endeavor Private Wealth, is joining us for our weekly segment on investing. Chris, good morning.
Good morning.
And thank you so much for joining us today. Merry Christmas coming up.
Yes.
You know, I've been reviewing all the topics you and your colleague Brady Franklin have shared with us over the past 12 months, and it really is an impressive and diverse body of work covering a multitude of important financial matters. As you reflect back on the year, what stands out to you?
If the year has been anything, it has been very eventful. So a lot stands out. But I'd like to start with something we addressed last January, which was the markets and business cycles. Over time, there's an ebb and flow in the way the investment markets behave. Like the ocean tide, which drains away from the shore and then flows back, with the water rising again. Of course, the tables are very predictable, whereas the markets are much less so, with the markets staying lower longer and soaring higher faster than can accurately be predicted, even though there is no shortage of pundits and forecasters who will tell us otherwise. However, seldom, if ever, do they admit to being wrong. In fact, the more dramatic and more outlandish they are in their predictions, the more likely they are to be noticed. And it makes some people think that they can actually time the market. And we know that that is not true. It can't be done on a consistent long-term basis.
And yeah, I think you're right. And what else stands out for you?
Throughout the year, we've discussed the effects of our emotions have had on financial decision making. We like investment gains, but we hate losses, and they seem to hurt a lot more. We focus on recent news and events, which cause us to lose our long-term perspective. We seek financial advice from people that want to tell us what we want to hear, not necessarily what we need to hear. And we overestimate our investment skills while underestimating the impact of luck and chance. And we favor immediate gratification, potentially depriving ourselves of a wealthier, happier, and more secure future.
And I'm afraid this list goes on, doesn't it? What can people do about that?
People should be less focused on the individual investment and focus on the outcomes that they can control. Control things like not wasting time in energy and money and fads and hunches, and above all, those surefire stock tips from your Uncle Harry. People should also avail themselves of independent, objective, unbiased financial advice from a qualified financial professional who they can trust and who can help them to balance their emotions with sound investing principles.
And in addition to providing independent, objective, unbiased advice, what are some of the other key attributes people should look for in an advisor?
I believe an advisor should be a good listener, interested in fully understanding the client's situation, their needs, challenges, and ultimately what brings them joy and happiness and fulfillment. They should also be experienced and highly competent to provide the general or specialized financial advice that a client requires. And it should always be in collaboration with other professionals who can provide additional insight and guidance, especially in the issues of legal and tax advice, which are out of an advisor's purview.
And Chris, we're almost out of time for today's program. So if you want, let's continue with your reflections on this incredible year when we're together again next week. Does that sound good?
Absolutely. Dane, Merry Christmas to you and to our viewers as well.
All right, thank you so much, Chris. Merry Christmas. We always appreciate your time. And to learn more about Endeavor Private Wealth, visit EndeavorPW.com.